Hey, NASDAQ, where you get the best dope on the markets. Monday AM 9:02, October 6th. Your old human, floor trader. What are we talking here? Let's immediately go over to silver here. Silver's coming back here. We got a high here of 48.59. You see these two white trend lines? Okay, I hide those, okay, for a reason. Anyway, it's 48.61 and 49.81. Okay, that is 61. Yeah, 48 last. Okay, we just ran back up here. Look at this, 48.58 half, 56 half. Okay, in any event, these are a couple lines I have of worthy note by me from 2011. Okay, it's 48.61. We got lots of stuff going on here. Okay, we got 49.81. Okay, gold's up another $60, man. This is like, it just trades like there's going to be some defaults. Just. I don't want to expand on that, but and maybe we do go to 5,000. Maybe we do go to 5,000. What is this, back on the 28th? We were at 3,700. Now we're at almost at $4,000. Anyway, this is some of the news here today. Just check this out. China's pressing the Trump administration to ease national security restrictions on Chinese deals in the U.S. Okay? So China's trying to sneak in some security stuff that's restricted in the U.S., offering, that means bribe, the prospect of a massive investment package in return. Okay? Nobody said the Chinese were smart. Okay? They copy. Okay? And Trump already got $17 trillion from everybody else. Okay? So I don't know how much this is going to, maybe we'll buy some soybeans. You know what? If we can make drones in the U.S. to attack you, we'll invest a lot of money doing it. Beijing's proposal include lowering tariffs on Chinese inputs, okay, going into the U.S., used in U.S.-based Chinese factories, okay? These would be like drone makers, Chinese police stations in the U.S., and shifting Washington's stance on Taiwan, okay? So we want to take over Taiwan, okay? It's free. We say the word sovereign, okay, but we don't mean it. The potential package being framed as something that could upend a decade of U.S. policy, while a $1 trillion figure has been floated earlier this year. Okay? Current size is less clear, okay, because we lie, we cheat, we steal. The proposal came up in trade talks in Madrid last month. Okay? And this is TikTok, okay? So TikTok is going to be sold to some American Israelis. Okay? Proceed with your own caution, okay? I'd use it on one computer and I'd stay off it otherwise. Or, but they got every piece of information in. And the Chinese TikTok is totally different from the U.S. TikTok. Okay? Okay, the food, okay. Well, we don't have to read that. You could look at that, though. Okay, so we had speaking of war, the Department of War, we had as a matter of fact, I got the president went out on an aircraft carrier, okay? And we're getting rid of the men that dressed as women with dicks, dressed in dress. So, okay, so what are we looking at here? Here's wheat here. Now, it's, what do we got? Bottom right-hand corner, 906. It's also in the top here. Oh, I have that blocked out. These are Jan beans. Okay, now check this out here. Powder blues, okay? Powder blue, 25. This is 27 over here. Oops, this is the July. No, look at that. Yeah, see, man, that thing. Here we are back at plus 11. Okay, going up would be bullish. Okay, it'd be long the July, next year July. So the stuff that's coming out of the crop right now, okay, that's coming out of the harvest, that will be left at the end of January. Okay, that'll be the tightest part, okay, of the year as far as demand stocks, right? As far as soybean stocks. Anyway, here, let's go to, these are the Jan beans, okay? Look at what the low is here today. Here we got 1030, call it 1034, round down. Okay, and look at that. There's a lot of stuff going on with Israel, boy. There's a lot of stuff. Not only the assassination of Charlie Kirk, okay, but the threats against Megyn Kelly, and the threats against Candace, and the threats against Tucker Carlson, okay? They're coming. They're coming. Okay, so we got panic and chaos. It's, you know, it's right there. Okay, here we got bean oil up here in the upper corner. Here, let's give a blow up of this. I just thought over this 50-75 area, you know, maybe you just run with some stops. Funds have been selling. As a matter of fact, funds have been selling it. We'll have to do another video here on the. But they did sell. I think they sold 30,000. I can't remember if it was corn or beans. Might have been beans actually. Might have been actually. You know what? Hang on a second. Okay. So here are the beans here. So they got out of 10,000 longs and sold 21,000 new shorts. Okay, in the beans, as of last Tuesday, okay? That did coincide with that Argentina, okay? With that Argentina tax, where they suspended the tax, Milei and Scott Besson, okay? And then they were going to let it go until Halloween. They sold so many fucking beans, they canceled it on the fourth day, okay? So you might have commercials, you know, new commercials selling there, okay? And we're kind of moving higher here. We haven't, you know, nothing's... Listen, they're not going to get spooked right away. But I'm just saying, here in beans here, you got 3,300 new shorts, and they got out of 1,000 longs here. Here's wheat. They sold 11,000 new shorts. That's in the soft, hard, you know. Oh, yeah, here, hard. They sold about 5,000, okay? I heard you. What about meats here? They bought 3,800 and covered 2,000. Okay, in the hogs. Live cattle, about even. Okay, about even. Now remember, we're right around our 50 day. Okay, I've been cautioning about this thing having a possible break in front of it. Okay, there's no reason for a break. Okay, now they got a screw worm vax. I would rather not eat those cattle though. And then here's feeder cattle. Cocoa, I'll just do here. No change. They added longs and shorts. Shug got out of 9,000 longs, sold 13,000 shorts. And here we got coffee. They sold 2,500. Remember now, coffee's getting back over an olive line I had. Olive line sell. Remember that? We went up to an olive line sell. I'm just going off memory. What was it? 384 or something like that. Went down to that green, which was, I forget the handle, something quarter. And oh, yeah. And then we went down to 350 even, held on the upper side of that big handle. And then we're back up kind of at not new highs, but we're back at that olive sell. And I'm not saying it's a sell. It's just up there still on my charts. It's a pivot. I personally like the patriotism. I am American first. Here's crude oil here. Check this out. Remember now, last week, okay, I had a client that said, you know, I wanted to buy some puts. And the puts, if you bought some puts, what was it? The 63s, you made, I think, $2 when we were down here on this low. And then the 61s, you made less. Okay, I just did it for, you know, because somebody had, you know, like the FOMO. Wanted to sell that. Well, anyway, we broke here. This was Friday on the upside here, just really steady on the day. But here, the day before, on Thursday, fourth day, okay, you can see I got two greens. 60. All you have to do is you got two greens, you put a stop under here. If you want to play both of them, put a stop under here. Or put a stop 15 cents under here and look for this one, okay? But they're only 26 cents, you know, they're only 25 cents apart-ish, okay? Here you got a bid Friday. Here you get back over this old low. And what do? You run right back up to that green. What is that green here? 61.65. Okay, what was the high today? 61.69. Now listen, it's not mapped out here, okay? Because it's become old, okay? Because we're in the beginning of a new month, okay? So some of that stuff changes. Hang on a second here. Why would that change? There must be another one. Okay. Here's where it is up here. Here's the other one. Okay, so this one down here went up to here. 61, what is that? 96. Okay. This is D's crude. Okay. You know what I want to go to? I want to look at RBOB and then we'll end this. All right. This is D's RBOB. Okay. D's RBOB. Hang on a second here. Here, I'll blow it up. Okay. As a matter of fact, here, let's take a glance here. This is March. Okay, here we can see those same green ones there. Okay, today's high in the crude oil is today's low, it seems. 182.61 here. Hang on a second. 82.66. Okay, that's literally 5 cents off, which is exact. In RBOB, that's exact. And here, what's yesterday's high? 83.10. Okay, here, you blow it up like this. Okay, so you gap up here. Okay, this is the money manager that's like, hey, fuck this, man. This thing's bottom. He buys it up here in size. The traders take it down to a pivot. Okay, and now we start moving higher here. This reminds me of, I remember one time Paul Tudor Jones said, he goes, I'll leave it to the smart Alex for, and actually that was on the crash where he bought it. And then, there was a little bit more of a break. Okay, but he knew that was the turn. Or at least thought he knew. But he knew. Okay, so here is, hang on a second. Let me get rid of this one here. This is the RBOB. This is D's RBOB, okay? So, because these things go off a month early. So D's will go off in Nov. It's just the way they do it. And there's no business here. If you're that guy that plays that. But, so hang on a second. Let me put a couple support lines in here. Okay, I'm going to do 2 sets here. This is the first set. And actually, the red is the high, okay? This is not the way a money manager would do it, okay? I'm going to put that one on right after this. Okay, usually I can say the higher set or lower set. Okay, but these are the other set here. This was the one set right here. This is the other set that I put right here. So we got 2 reds right there, okay? 2 reds can be kind of dangerous. Here, you can see it over here. Because these would be live, okay? I just didn't have the decent. Since I have no interest in, people that trade RBOB here. But since I do have a passion for charts and being right about the levels, trying to, sell my wares, sell my trading services, that it doesn't matter what I say about something. I don't have to say it, but you'll just have pivot numbers that you can trade off of. That will more than pay for paying me, a monthly fee. And then here, you put a 1 lot to buy down here, or I'm just throwing it out there. So when you forget about it and the shit's hitting the fan, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I got billed on a 1 lot. Maybe now is the time to be serious, and then you buy whatever you want to buy. If you 10 or 20 is your unit, 100, doesn't matter. Or you're a petroleum hedger, doesn't matter, right? These markets will take anything. They'll take any size you have, And, okay, so one other comment here. Okay, here's one of those blue trend lines here. So I go over here and okay, so that one. Now, so we're at $1.85. Call it, round down. Okay, I see gas in up here, northern Chicago, for $3.35. It's double. Okay, it should be 60 cents more. We should be at $2.50 gas. Okay, under $2.60, we're at $3.35. Okay, listen, it's tax on the people. It's collusion. Okay, something's going on. Okay, and these prices at the retail pump have not moved in, I'm almost going to say, a year. Yeah, you'll get maybe a dime. Now we're getting a dime break because it's getting so fucking obscene. Sorry about that. As a matter of fact, the more I'm looking at that, add 60 cents to that. We're talking $2.44. We're $1 over that. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that means something nefarious is going on. Okay, they're draining people of their disposable income. Okay, we got to drill, baby, drill. We got low. Oh, here, hang on a second here. Let's look at this thing on a monthly. Okay, I don't know. And we're still at 335. As a matter of fact, 335. Add 60 cents here. That'd be 380. We were just at 380. Okay, and this market has gone down this much over years. Okay, and we're still stuck at an equivalent of 335. Okay, and then take off 60 cents, so 270. Okay, so if we were right here at a multi-decade high, excluding this one little run up here when Biden was throwing out the N-word, nuclear war, the two N-words you don't say. Okay, but anyway, that's what got us up there, by the way, to an olive line. Okay, so I'm going to end this. If you need anything trading services wise, or you're looking at, you're like, I don't need you, but like an old guy said to me, I just want your charts. You play your own game, then email me, arp@nasdog.com, where you get the best dope on the markets. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk. Thanks for watching.